I went to my local craft store and I found these adorable miniature watering cans in all sorts of colors. Here is the glue we're going to be using. It's E6000, which is also known as a cold glue. So I do not recommend hot glue for this project. So what I'm going to essentially do is I'm going to place a little bit on wherever the metals are touching, and then we're going to let it sit overnight. And for video's sake, you guys will see this once it's finished. Now we have some flowers and cutters from nickseasonaldecor.com, and we have all sorts of flowers in different colors. And as I mentioned before, have fun with this. You can choose whatever color watering can that best suits your home. You can also do kind of rusty watering cans. I think those would be very pretty. But essentially what we're doing is we're just cutting these flowers into little pieces. And now I can show you how to work them in. Now we can take our flowers and begin working them in. So one thing that I want to point out is that we didn't work in any styrofoam into these bottom two watering cans. I'm going to show you how to add a piece up top, but the reason I didn't work in any styrofoam is because we're going to really pack our flowers in and it's going to keep them in place. So these two right here were a little loose, so we're going to take a couple more stems and wedge them in. And now they're going to stay exactly the way we placed them. And look at how pretty this is. So now we have these flowers as well, and we carry these in blue, pink, white, cream, and yellow. So for these, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop off the tops. We don't need any of the foliage, nor do we need any of the stem. And then what we can do is we can take these flowers and wedge them in like we've been doing. So keep in mind that this is a nice little decoration for a porch, but we're not building this so that it lasts a lifetime. I'd much rather switch this out every year or so, and then you can also give these as gifts too. I think this would make the perfect gift. Now we're gonna do the same thing to the second watering can. So this is the pink one. Again, wedge your stems in. And then don't forget some of these pretty dainty blue flowers as well. So I know I mentioned I was going to show you how to add some styrofoam, but truth be told, let's make this project as inexpensive and easy as possible. So we're just going to take whatever flowers we have left, arrange them, and plop them right in. And we have one blue flower left. I'm going to add a little hot glue, and then whatever that holds to, we'll keep it in place. And here is how our watering can stacker turned out. I absolutely love it, and I think it's so cute. So these watering cans are on clearance right now, and putting this together was really easy to do, and it's really inexpensive. But I think this looks great displayed anywhere. You can place this on your patio, you can place this on your deck, you can also place this inside your home as well. So feel free to mix out the florals for the colors of your choosing, and thank you all so much for watching.
Did you know that Hometalk posts new videos every day? Hit subscribe to get inspired. Now on to the next DIY.
The next time you're at the dollar store and you come across a little metal watering can, be sure to pick one up. I began my project by taking my drill with a small drill bit, and I just made the watering can holes on the spout a little bit larger so that I'm going to be able to squeeze some fairy lights through these holes. Once I had done that, I took my string of fairy lights. You're going to want to make sure that you use a wired fairy light, so the ones that are on a wire, and I pushed them up through the opening of the spout in the can and up through the holes. This part is a little bit tricky to weave it up and through, but if you turn on the fairy lights, it's a little bit easier to see where they're coming in and out. Once you get it through, you're going to weave it back down through a different hole, out the opening again, and then you're going to repeat this process over and over again until you've gone through as many of the holes as your fairy lights will allow. I made sure that the lights coming out of the watering can spout were about 10 inches in length, and this will give me a nice display for my lights. Once I had done that, I drilled some holes in the sides of the watering can. There's a little flower pot pattern on mine, so I just pushed through all the centers of the flowers just so that you could see the lights from inside the can as well. This is my flat back basket that I use every spring on my door. I got this at my local dollar store, and then this is the arrangement that I have that I stick in here every spring, and I put it on my door. It's just some florals in a piece of floral foam. You could easily recreate this with any flat back basket as well. So I'm going to take this and hang it up on my door, but instead of using a wreath hanger, I'm going to hang it lower using some of these command strips. So I stick one command strip on the glass on my door and then the other one on the back of the basket. Then I'm going to use the wreath hanger to actually hang the watering can over top of the basket, and this is the display here. So it looks pretty in daytime, but wait till you see it at night. It gives me this beautiful lighted displayed wreath for springtime and just creates a little bit ambiance for my front door. I do suggest using fairy lights that are on a timer so that you can just set the timer, and then this comes on at the same time every night. And this is just a creative way to use some fairy lights, a little watering can, and a basket and some florals for spring. I really hope that this project has inspired you to get creative this spring with your door decor.
First thing I want to do is show you how to paint one of these cute little pansies. So I've got the flowers. These are actually taken from hydrangea blooms, and we're going to get just a couple different paints. Now you can do this all sorts of different ways. I'm just going to show you one way that you can do it. Other thing you'll need is a water bottle, just water bottle, nothing special in it, just some water. And I'm going to spritz this down, just a little bit of water. And on the edges, we're going to kind of blend in that purple. Now you can go in real heavy-handed at first with the paint and then spray it down a little bit to dilute it, or you can spray the petals first and so that there's already some water on there. All right, feel good about that. I'm gonna spray it down just one more time, especially like this one in particular. I went a little heavy on there. And then with the yellow, we're gonna go straight in. No watering it down or anything like that. You can though water it down, that's fine too if you want. But I just wanna kind of scrub in the center of my flower, that yellow. And that's all there is to it. Now we're gonna go put these all on a cute little watering can. So the first thing that I wanna do is to grab a whole bunch of greenery, and we're gonna cover this up. Don't have a lot of rhyme or reason. I just know that I like little wispy kind of pieces, and I'm using individual pieces from a filler. So basically, when you have a whole stem, you can just take these pieces off individually, and then we're gonna use those to fill that out. So I'm gonna grab some of those as well. I'm also gonna grab these like little berry pieces off of this. That's gonna be great for this. So we'll grab some of those. And we're just gonna build this, glue a whole bunch on there, lots of different texture and colors and leaves, and see what we can make of it. You could also use something like E6000 or whatever other favorite glue you have. I just always use hot glue for pretty much everything I do. We also wanna make sure that we kind of cover the bottom as well. We're gonna put things on top of each other so that we have some dimension too. We don't want this to be flat, so we're gonna kind of build this up as well. Okay, we're getting closer to it being done. We're just gonna add a couple more pieces of greenery. Again, I wanna make sure that we cover down at the bottom. I'm not too worried about where the collection of greenery is going. We're gonna put flowers there. It's gonna be just fine. Kind of add just a couple more leaves in an upward kind of direction so that we can get some dimension going. And I also have some, this is preserved and dyed. This is broom bloom. I'm just gonna take and put a little bit of glue on the end of the base of that itself. I'm just gonna sprinkle that in even before we put the flowers in. Normally I put this in last, but let's be a little bit crazy. Let's put it in first, just to see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put glue all around the base of this flower so that something, anything, sticks. Okay, see that? Remember how I said we're not gonna worry about the base of the stems? Boom, it's covered, we're good to go. Now a few of these have no stems. I am gonna have some that have stems, and that's gonna give us a little dimension as well. And then snake it on right through, and now it's gonna hit something, but then we also have so that it sticks up just a little bit. It's gonna give a little dimension. And I'm going under leaves and on top of leaves, again, dimension. I do want one up there, so I'm gonna get, again, one with a wire so I can kind of fish that on through. And these on the wires I've actually covered with floral tape so that they're green, so they're looking a little bit more as a floral stem. Oh, okay, okay. And then we've got these cute little berries. We're gonna pop those in. We're just gonna lay them in. And then we've got a little bit more of this broom bloom in this lilac color. We'll add a little bit more of that and then we should be good to go. I'm just putting the glue straight on the bottom of the berry. And then we're just gonna lay them on top, kind of snuggled in on the piece. Just for one last piece of kind of fun dimensional goodness. All right, you guys, there you have it, an adorable, all about spring watering can. This would be super cute to go put on one of your tiered trays, up on a shelf, what have you. You could personalize this so many different ways. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I'm Stephanie from Oh You're Lovely, and I'll see you right here on Home Talk.